These are the top 10 things that I like about FHA loans. So FHA loans do not have income limits. We actually have loan programs that will penalize you or not approve you if you make too much money. But with FHA, you don't have that problem. There is no income limit. Now, there is a loan amount limit, and that loan amount limit is based on the county that you're purchasing in. So always make sure to double check the county's loan limit before you go under contract. The second thing that I like about FHA loans is that the maximum debt to income ratio is, I've seen it as high as 55%. Now let me explain what debt to income is. Debt to income is just your monthly payments, so like credit card payments, automobile payments, and the estimated monthly mortgage payment divided by your income. Some programs are capped at 41, other programs are capped at 50, but I've seen FHA go as high as 55, which means that you can afford to purchase a more expensive home and still be approved. The other thing that I like is that there's no geographic limits with FHA. Again, USDA is another loan program that's offered, and that has very strict requirements on where a property is located. So oftentimes if somebody qualifies for USDA, but they want to buy in an area that's not eligible, FHA is not always, but I would say half the time is going to be the better choice. The other thing is non-traditional credit, and this is a big one. So non-traditional credit is when somebody applies for a home loan and they don't have a credit profile, meaning we pull their credit report and there's nothing showing up. So non-traditional credit allows us to get 3 different bills. We get 12 months payment history for those bills. We put them together and then we actually create a credit report with those payment history. And FHA allows that in order to get an FHA loan. There's low down payments with FHA. You only need 3.5%. And believe it or not, a lot of down payment programs are tailored to work side by side with FHA loans. As a matter of fact, I have some down payment assistance programs that only work with FHA. They will not work with any other type of loan. The other thing that I like about it is if you have a credit score that's below 680, more often than not, the mortgage insurance premium, if you compare it to a conventional loan, it's going to be less with FHA. So for example, if you apply, let's say for a conventional loan, you have a 660 credit score and you're buying a house for $300,000, the mortgage insurance premium could be over $300 a month with conventional. But with FHA, it's going to be about half or less than half of that. So again, mortgage insurance with lower credit scores is almost always going to be lower with an FHA loan than it is with conventional. The next thing is bankruptcy. So if you've got a bankruptcy and it's been within 2 years, you're eligible to apply for FHA financing. The other thing that I like is foreclosures. So if you've had a foreclosure, FHA has a 3-year seasoning requirement. Conventional has a 7-year seasoning requirement. The next thing, and I think this is really important, especially in today's market because rates are high, FHA loans are assumable. And what that means is that somebody who qualifies for FHA can take over your loan at that rate. Now, one of the challenges is oftentimes when they go to sell the home, the sales price is a lot higher than the loan amount, which means that the home buyer has to get secondary financing or they have to have a larger down payment to make up the difference. So I'll give you an example. If you're selling the house for $400,000, you have an FHA loan for $300,000, then the only way that you're going to get the other $100,000 from the buyer is if they come to closing with $100,000, and that can either be a loan or it could be, cash that they have and they use it as a down payment. So those are the top 10 things about FHA loan that you may not have known. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. You can also leave comments in the section below. Subscribe and like if you found this video useful. Have a great day.